assign 3 currencies in leading ledger, but in HANA, we can add only 10 currencies. One is company code currency, the second one is group currency, and the third currency if the inflation rate is high. In many countries where the inflation is very high, in those countries we use the third currency. This was in ECC, but with the introduction of HANA we can add 10 currencies. Company code currency is 10, which is SAP defined. Group currency 30 is also SAP defined. Additional currency 40 and 50, also SAP defined. Currency type 40 is hard currency. Currency type 50 is index-based currency. Where there is high inflation level, one can take 40, 50 dependence upon the requirement. Currency type 60 is global company currency. Now, in hard currency, it's also known as index-based currency, are based at the country level, but not at a company code level. Means this index-based currency will only be assigned at the country level where the inflation rate is high. Some example of those countries are Cambodia, Uganda, and poor African countries where the inflation is extremely high. HANA has provided, S4 HANA has provided company code currency as 10 and group currency as 30 by default. Apart from this, SAP has provided 3 freely available currencies. So you can see in the example, Google is a group company having currency as USD. The currency type is 30. That is the default, the group currency. Then we have Google India subsidiary, Google UK, Google Japan. You can see INR, Euro, Yen, 10, 10, 10. Now comes the document currency. You will get it by 00 as default. The document in which the currency is used. When you are posting a document, the currency that is used is 00. That is called a document currency. It is also known as the transaction currency. 10 is the company code currency or local currency. So whenever you do any posting in any particular company code, the currency will be derived from the document currency. So in India, if it's INR, so the company code currency will be INR. In US, if it is 00 document currency is USD, then also in company code currency, it will be USD. Now 11 currency type 11 and currency type 12 are used for intercompany or internal transfer from one plant to another plant. So now comes to the valuations. So let us go and see in the screen for ledger settings. You give transaction code SPRO, enter. Go to financial accounting. Then you move to financial accounting global settings. We come to ledgers, right? Go to ledger. So define settings for ledger. Enter. Information, treasure information, key, bring it down here. Second, then you go to information, then information, display key, IMG activity. So this is the transaction code, FINSVC for ledger configuration. So kindly note this transaction code. So let us see. If you go, we have the 0L as the leading or the main ledger. You select the main ledger and click on company code settings. Enter, and then you find out your company. In this case, we're using company code 8001. So select 8001. If you double click here, you can see that your fiscal year posting period variant is already been assigned. The local currency is 10, global currency is 10, because when we did the configuration for controlling, our relation is one controlling area equals to company code. So that is why the currency is type is 10. So let us go back, enter 8001, and then you double click on the accounting principles. So we have already assigned two accounting principles. If you want to assign more than one accounting principle, so you need to have this configuration done. That means you have to select parallel accounting, because when you'll be generating the books or your accounts, it will be on multiple principles, accounting principles. So this has to be tick mark. Only then you can assign multiple accounting principles. Then let us go back to the currency types. So you can see 00 is the document currency. It is under legal valuation. There are three types of valuations. One is legal valuation, one is group valuation, one is profit center valuation, and one is segmentation valuation. This is the new one added. So whenever you go for document currency, you will go for legal valuation. Legally, you evaluate. Then we have the 10 as the company code currency. It is also under legal valuation. Then we have 11 and 12, company code currency, group valuation, profit center valuations. 30, 31, 40, 50 are the hard currency, which are legal valuation, and these are all country-based currency types, not company code level, not at the company code level. And 60 is the global currency, 70 is the controlling object currency. So you can understand legal valuation within the same company code, group valuation, different company codes within the same group. Suppose our company group is Google, and within that Google we have a lot of companies. Google India, Google UK, Google US. So that is we use for group valuation. Profit center valuation, all plants or factories within a company code. It has to be within a company code. By default standard combination of currencies, we use the profit center valuation. So you can see here, 10 is the local currency, 30 is the global currency. The valuation is done legal valuation. We accept. For 11 and 31, we accept group valuation, and 12 and 32, we go for profit center valuation. Now the relation between company code and controlling area, we have discussed this earlier. Different company codes having different currencies can be assigned to the same controlling area, provided that all the company using same fiscal year and chart of accounts. Means that you have multiple company codes, you can assign multiple company codes to a single controlling area, but the condition is fiscal year and chart of accounts have to be same. If fiscal year chart of accounts are not same for all the company codes, then you cannot assign a single controlling area, same controlling area. You have to assign different controlling area. So this is the relation between a company, multiple company codes assigning to one controlling area. The condition is you have to have fiscal year and chart of accounts same. When one company code is assigned to one controlling area, then the currency type will be 10 or 20 in the controlling area settings. That means relation is 1:1. 10 is the company code currency and 20 will be the controlling area currency. When multiple company codes assigned to the same controlling area, then the currency type 30 will be assigned in controlling area settings. In case of 1:1 relation, 10, 20. In case of multiple, then it is 30. That's the group currency. SAP recommends that during the conversion of SAP ECC to HANA, change controlling currency to 30 from 20. This is a recommendation form. You have to have 30. Now, what is a group currency? To check the group currency, you can use the transaction code SCC4. Let us see whether that is works or not. /n SCC4 /n SCC4. Enter. You can see at the client level we have euro, and then client 400 800 we have USD settings. So now the group currency assigned at the client level and not at the company code level. This has to be very clear. Currency type 60 used for consolidation purpose. Suppose you have a group company, you have to consolidate the accounts of all the companies, and currency type 70 is used for controlling object currency. Now, what is a controlling object? What is the cost object? It is the carrier of cost from general ledger to controlling. Whenever you are making a journal entry or posting any expenses, it will be carried from the GL to controlling layer through cost object. And what are the cost object? Cost center, internal orders. For each cost object, we will assign currency type 70. New currency type can be created as per the requirement. So apart from the SAP defined currencies type, you can also create your own currency type. The options is already given here. So if you go to the /NSPRO, enter, go to financial accounting global settings, and then you go to ledger. You click on ledger, define settings for ledger. You can see currency types. You can see the currency types. You can also create your new currency of your choice. SAP has given you the options. So let us go to the currency type once again. Let us go back. Global currency settings. This is the global currency settings. So before going to the global currency settings, let us see the PPT. In global currency conversion settings for company code currency type 10, and the source currency must be 00. These are SAP defined. It is a default settings for SAP. So whatever is source currency will be in 00. The source currency will be derived from here to the company code currency. If the source currency 00 is INR, then the company code currency will be INR. Now let us go to exchange rate type. Now, if you go to this page, you can see that for company code currency, you can see the document currency is 00. This is the source currency type. And the exchange rate, if you click here, you have the options for bank buying your foreign currency, or if in case you need to have purchase foreign currency to pay your foreign vendors, you go for bank selling rate, or you have the standard translation and average. So we normally go for translation date. Now there's a standard translation, means we go for the M, that is the average rate. Now comes the translation date. Translation date means in which date you are converting your foreign currency. There are three options are there: the document date, posting date, translation date. So if you go to the system, and if you go for entry /NF-02 for making an entry, you can see the document date. This document date, if you give the document date in the transaction date, system will accept the document date as the translation date for the foreign currency. In case of if you accept the posting date, then the translation will be done on the posting date. In case if you give for translation date, the translation date you have to put manually here. Only then it will accept the translation date. So there are three types of translation date. One is document date, one is posting date, and one is translation date. No posting date cannot be before document date. You have to keep in mind that your document date, your posting date cannot be before the document date. It can be on the same day, একই দিনে, same day, but it cannot be posting, cannot be before the document date. So if you go here, you can see no posting date cannot be before the document date. If you do not provide the translation date, in case if you do not provide, do not select any of these, then the system will automatically accept the latest one. If you don't configure this part, I mean, if you don't configure the ledger part. The accounting global settings, then you go to ledgers, go to ledger, define settings for ledger and currency type. Here it is. If you don't configure this, then the system will take any of the latest one. And real-time conversion, whatever, if you give the document date, posting date, or translation date, whenever that date, when you make that date hit, if the system hits that date, it will be automatically converted into foreign currency to your conversion will done. So SAP recommends real-time conversion all the time. So that has to be done. Real-time conversion, SAP recommended to select this checkbox. Always you have to check the real-time conversion. Now we go to 0L, the main ledger. Okay, we go to 0L, and now you can see, let us select our company code 8001, and you can see there are only 3 options. Now SAP is given options for additional 8 more currencies. You can add 8 more currencies. Fiscal year variant automatically will come here, posting period variant, accounting principle, whatever you select. Okay, so let us go and configure the exchange rate. How to configure the exchange rate? So exchange rate configuration, it's a part of currency conversion, right? So here is the part. You go to above platform, then you go to general settings, then you go to enter exchange rates. So you can see the option for this is the exchange rate valid. Okay, which currency to which currency you want to configure. So let us see how to configure. You can see here bank selling rate, bank buying rate, average. So go to new entries, to select your exchange rate type. Exchange rate, say in our case standard translation. Then from which date it is valid. Suppose from today, F4, F2. Then from which currency you want to convert to your currency. Let us take it as USD. Okay. So 1 second. Okay, you select here USD. So you select the USD, okay, and then you give the rate. What is the price? Suppose today's price for USD to INR is 83 rupees. Okay, and you select which currency you are going to convert. It's the INR in our case, Indian rupee. IN, enter, you get an Indian rupee. So our is average translation rate valid from today, 10 March, from USD. The price is 83 INR. Ratio is 1:1. Okay, and then you save it. and already exists, right? So we can make it only 1 second. If that's already exists, so let us make another one. Mm, Cancel this. Make exchange rate time m we take. Okay, so valid from, suppose it's valid from 9 0 0 3 dot 2024, and then we give the currency as USD, and then make it the prices at 82 today, and 2 INR Indian rupee, and then you can save it. So you can see the exchange rate type M you have selected, system rate, and then it's valid from tomorrow. Today's date it's not taking because I've already made an entry giving this today's date. So it's 9 March. Ratio is 1:1. 1 USD equals to getting a 1 INR of 82 rupees. So this is how you configure the exchange rate in SAP. Okay. Thanks for joining. Hope you have understood what I've gone through. So go through the video and hope you will understand what I have shown you.